Uh-oh, there it is. When you all wake up and realize COVID is a scam. All right,
That's
I
the
think
reason
we're
why they
good.
put up these barbed
Uh-oh,
wire
there it
fences.
is.
It's getting
When
pretty
you all
fucking
wake
crazy
up
out
and
there.
realize COVID is a
Alice,
scam.
Sunny,
All
That's the
right,
reason why
barbed
they put up
wire
these
cannot halt the
barbed
tide.
wire
There it
fences.
is.
Cheetahs. It's getting
When
pretty
you all
fucking
wake
crazy
up
out there.
and realize
Hey,
COVID
woo,
is a
did you
scam.
say
Sunny,
Anthony?
That's the
Hey,
reason why
barbed
they put up
wire.
these
The
halt
Zoom?
the tide.
It's open.
There it
If
is.
you guys want to come in and hang out,
It's
you guys,
getting pretty
nice.
fucking crazy
Especially,
out there.
you know.
Realize
Hey,
COVID is
woo,
a
the
scam.
chosen
Anthony,
few.
barbed wire.
Anyway, I got howdy and hello,
It's
everybody.
open.
This is James from
If you guys
Montauk.
wanna come in
Have
and
you
hang out,
wonderful
you
and
guys,
fantastic.
when you
Especially,
always realize
Stevie, we're the redneck
Chosen
chosen few.
Hello, everybody.
I got howdy and hello,
It's
everybody.
open.
This is James from
If you guys
Montauk.
wanna come in
Have
and
you
hang out,
wonderful
you
and
guys,
fantastic. Especially, Stevie, we're the redneck chosen few.
Hello,
Oh, I'm
everybody.
playing something in the howdy and hello,
It's
everybody.
open.
This is James from
If you guys
Montauk.
wanna come in
Have
and
you
hang
wonderful.
out,
Oh, this is playing. Oh my God, sorry guys.
Stevie, we're the redneck chosen.
My bad. No.
Hello,
Oh, I'm
everybody.
playing something in the howdy and hello,
Something.
everybody. This is James from Montauk. Have you wonderful. Oh, this is playing. Turn it off. I got. Sorry guys.
Stevie, we're the redneck.
Okay. Go ahead and speak.
Okay. Do I sound
Check,
okay?
check, yeah. We're both check. Yeah, there was something fizzing in the back. Barbed wire. Okay, I like that. All right. Anyway, welcome to the backup channel for Montauk. Honey, your mic's still on. Welcome to the backup channel for Montauk. It's called Rebel Media. It's just in case. Just in case. And it looks like, I've got everybody telling me, I've got like, I don't know, 700 videos or something like that. Of not just ones that I put in, but I have private ones too. I have close to 400 videos, all coming from like 2015, 16, stuff like that. And, I'm trying to put them in library as we speak with, is that Odyssey, right? Yeah. So that's work in progress. I'm going to get all those loaded up and situated. I'm also getting a hard drive. But this is just bullshit. This is nonsense. This should, for us to be able to do this. I mean, you could go to other places on YouTube and actually watch some pretty sick, disgusting, abusive, horrific shit, right? But because we're challenging authority, and the source at every turn, and asking questions or giving our perspective, or basically just trying to figure out what's really happening. And most of us know. I mean, if you're paying attention, most of us know exactly what's going on. I mean, do you know what's going on, Stevie?
Sometimes. I try to. I mean, it's just so much to keep up with now. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy how much. I mean, like, it's this avalanche of information every single day, you know?
It was good to see the convo couch on Jimmy Dore. And I know I've been giving Jimmy a hard time because I want him to use his quote-unquote clarity and courage. I want him to, I mean, he's got a big audience, and he could really be helping out in this giant scam that's happening. But he's got his shot. He's going to get his second. Sadly, we don't know what's going to happen to him. Like, we don't know what's going to happen to a lot of people. We don't know what's going to happen when you get the boot from, what was her name? Tony Falsey. Because he keeps pushing it, baby. And what's the other one? William Bates. Let's just use that. William Bates. Right? And William Bates. And the yeah, it's appropriate. And the rest of the crew, that are pushing the boot Jabberwocka, it's like I can't even fucking say the words, man. Because right now, anybody that's live, can you turn off your mic for a second, please? Yeah. It's automatic. The AI, and I've kind of researched how this works. So as soon as you go live, these algorithms they go right after you. and the AI comes after you, and they're listening for certain, and they already have the keywords, the taglines, the talking points, the mentioning certain phrases, etc., and they've all been input into the setup of how you're tracked. You're shaking a lot. Are you okay over there? You're.
There was something on my screen.
Oh, you're. It's like there's an earthquake in half of this room. By the way, we don't have a studio. This is where I work, but at the same time, I use it as a studio. She's right across from me, and she does her shows with her Captain. What's the God? I forgot her name. It's so bad. That's bad. I'm in trouble. Janeway. Captain Janeway. Sorry.
I've also got my Captain Picard back there.
Yeah. And she's got all, and she does a great job. But by the way, she just had Robbie Yeager on her show. You guys got to go see that. The dude's just a plethora of freaking knowledge when it comes to his research. I'll put him up there with Whitney Webb and Ryan Christian, and the red flag, boop, just happened.
It's a throwaway. I mean, they'll take this one down and make a new one. So just don't worry about it. They can't stop it.
I kind of like the name though, Rebel Media.
Well, we'll make a new Rebel Media. We'll make as many as we need to.
Welcome to Rebel Media. Or it could be welcome to Rebel Media. I'm in West Virginia. I said, welcome to Rebel Media. But anyway, howdy and aloha. So I'm going to play a quick video. Steve hasn't seen it yet, Veritas, and they're playing it everywhere now, of this tech director, which is the guy that knows what's happening at CNN. He knows what's happening, and he understands the process. And I mean, come on. Wait, hold on. Dang it. Oh man, my just froze up. Just give me it's doing some things, doing some things. All right, so let me just show this, and I'm going to go to the beginning because it's like right off the bat. It's like fucking nasty shit. And how long? I mean, people before me know this process, this marketing, how you don't pay a single penny. Maybe just when you buy products for whoever or whatever the case may be, when there's advertisers on. But the bigger advertisers, the ones that pay for the $2 billion studios for CNN and MSNBC and Fox, et cetera, BBC, even PBS is fucking compromised. Democracy Now, fuck, whatever. But the thing is these advertisers dictate have a lot of influence, like Big Pharma. They have a lot of influence on what these people are projecting. So let me just kind of go over. Let me show you this shit real quick. Just kind of play it for. Ooh, that's not the right one. Hold on. Where am I at the right one? Or am I at the right one? Just a cotton picking second here. Oh, I'm on the wrong goddamn fuck. I got it. Just a moment. Un momento, por favor. Yeah. I'm running incognito on this. Here it is right here. There it is. Okay, so here we go. Just listen. Let me just turn on the volume real quick and see if it'll pick it up. Okay, so here we go. Just listen. I think it's playing something else. Let me just turn on the
volume real quick and see if it'll pick it up.
COVID,
I think it's playing something.
gangbusters were rated. Gangbusters were rated, right? Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side. Let's make it higher. Like, why isn't it high enough? You know, today, like, it would make our point better if it was higher. Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side. Let's make it higher. Like, why isn't it high enough? You know, today, like, it would make our point better if it was higher.
No one ever sees
What they're actually doing, telling the person what to say. It's an art form.
no one ever sees
What they're actually doing, telling the person what to say. It's an art form.
no one ever sees
All right, so here we go. Wait just a second. All right, let me see if I can play it and if it picks up both. Oh, that's what happened. Oh, I think I know what just happened. Okay, as long as I figured it out. Anyway,
COVID,
there it is.
gangbusters were rated.
Can you turn it on your
Gangbusters
YouTube so you
were
can hear it?
right? Which is
I think it's
why we
playing
constantly
now.
have the death toll on the side. Let's make it higher. Like, why isn't it high enough? You know, today, like, it would make our point better if it was higher.
fear. Like, fear really drives numbers. Fear is the thing that keeps you tuned in. If it bleeds,
Is it still doing both, or?
Yeah.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah. No one ever says those things.
What the hell is it playing?
Just pause the Veritas one.
I did.
Okay, I think that's just background chatter because they're in a restaurant or something.
Yeah, it's background chatter. That's what it is. it's just background chatter. Okay. I can delete this. Anyway, here we go. Let's start it from the beginning. Take it from the top. Yeah, everybody, you know what sucks? Everybody's show, I've been doing this for a fucking long time, but everybody's show, they have technicians, right? I don't have a tech. So if I had a tech, but I'm learning. Pretty soon I could be a tech. I'm getting pretty good at this OBS shit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and play it. There we go.
Gangbusters were rated. Gangbusters were rated, right? Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side. Let's make it higher. Like, why isn't it high enough? You know, today, like, it would make our point better if it was higher.
Fear. Like, fear really drives numbers. Fear is the thing that keeps you tuned in. If it bleeds, it leads. Yeah.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah. No one ever says those things out loud, but it's obvious.
What they're actually doing, telling the person what to say. It's an art form. It's always leading them in a direction before they even open their mouth.
It's fear. Like, fear really drives numbers. Fear is the thing that keeps you tuned in.
What actually happens when a network cares more about ratings than the truth? In the case of CNN, owned by parent company Warner Media, it seems that CNN has resorted to
So what this is basically saying, guys, is I've been right. A lot of people have, besides me, that have known and seen this process for a long time. It's okay to leave that up, by the way. That's that sound, so you can hear what's going on. Like I just said, it's not just about the ratings, which it's about who they're working for. And they know if they can do certain things. Now, let's put that together. So the guy is saying flat out, COVID deaths. He wants more COVID deaths, right? Who is that helping? Who is that? Is it helping us, or is it helping Big Pharma to sell their supposed jab, their supposed experimental solution that they're sticking people with? I mean, who is that helping? I think it's quite apparent. And did you hear that and what that guy was saying at all, or did you not?
Yeah, I heard.
You heard? But here's the thing that I want people to understand. It's not just CNN. that uses these tactics. You would have to be willfully not opening your mind to the fact that other mainstream media sources, I'm talking print, video, audio, blog talk radio, stuff like that, of course, cable and all this other shit, news sources do the same thing. If they can get more viewers, they get more money. And doesn't that apply to everything? The bigger your audience, like Jimmy Dore, the more he's going to get from his audience. Doesn't that apply to a baseball player who has more fans because he's a better pitcher or a better hitter? I mean, it's a numbers game, and it has nothing to do. Well, sports is sports, right? Just bad, whatever, sports. But it applies everywhere. So in regards to these big industries, Wall Street, big banks, big insurance, big hospital. Nobody talks about big hospital. They're going to go with those sources and those corporations that can get their message out. So it's pretty blatant. It's pretty in your face, and I don't even know why I left it on that. But anyway, it's completely like in your face. This is what's happening. It's that's what it is, right? You're being controlled. He says it. We're controlling and telling them what to think, and I mean, he just fucking lays it out. I mean, if you watch the whole thing, you're like, if at any moment in your life, if you're over the age of 30 or 40 or 50, that you've never thought that this could ever happen, it's been happening for decades. Since the word marketing happened and how to use that tactic to socially engineer, use narrative talking points, fear, the carrot, oh, you'll be better if you go with this person or support this person or take this thing or wear these jeans or this. I mean, it's United States obviously is, and everybody knows this, we're the greatest consumers on the planet. We fucking watch commercials. We celebrate commercials. We have what's the best fucking Super Bowl commercial, bro? What? It's just fucking amazing. I mean, what's your take on just this? It's being so exposed. It lays it out there, exposed. There it is.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually literally saying the thing that we, already knew, though. I mean, that's the thing. It's we all know that they're just, doing Jerry Springer type reporting, that it's just all about gotchas and, sound, bites and all that stuff. I mean, that's all it is. It's just, it's not actually, we all know this. It's not actual journalism. I mean, it's nice to see, actually, them coming out and getting caught, red-handed, actually saying it. But, it's like, I mean, personally, it's like, tell me something I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way, but then there's some people that may not know that. There's some people that still actually trust these people, that they think that, and I used to be like that back in the day, that, if that there'd be repercussions if the news lied to you or something, you know what I mean? Like, that something bad would happen to them. That's why they don't want to lie to you, right? But, it's just not how it works. But yeah, it's good to have, I guess.
On average, can you turn on your microphone, please? On average, CNN has per show, I think 1 to 2 million people, 1.5 to 2 million people watching their shows constantly, and it's
I wonder how many are hate watching though. You know what I mean? Like they just watching to catch them say something.
of course. I'm sure there's a bunch of people, and there are people like us that I'll watch CNN every once in a while. That's on YouTube just to catch them saying something that they contradicted just the day before. That happens a lot. They retract a lot of their information. They apologize a lot. The thing is I think it was the Communications Act of 1996 or 94. God damn it. Where it kind of left the door open. And this is during the Clinton years. So they can't be held liable. And a few other things that have happened just within the past decade or two that gives them full range of hyperbolic nonsense. And with that being known, if I'm an industry that wanted to push a product, no matter if it was safe or not, but I know I would make a shit ton of money, who would I use to do that? I would use CNN. I would use MSNBC. I would use Fox. I would use the ones that are the studios. I'm just going to call them studios because they're billion-dollar studios. I would use those studios that have the biggest, the most likes, the most viewers, etc. Because that's where I'm going to be able to manipulate. And the guy said it. We fucking control what they fucking see and say and think. That's it. It's all right there. And if you don't fucking get that, and trust me, there's I mean, what? There's 328 million people in the United States, and I will guarantee that at least a third of them, or over a third, have just believe that CNN is gospel, fucking straight from Jesus's mouth truth, or written in stone, that they would never tell you anything bad. They would never lead us in the wrong direction. They would never tell us something that would be harmful or hurtful or wrong. They don't fucking care. They don't care. As long as they're getting their money, they don't fucking care. Their job, and this has been in, I don't know, what was that movie, Sneakers? I think it was with, I don't think you remember this movie. All the President's Men. And there's a few movies out there. I think Dustin Hoffman was one of them. And God, what was that other one? It's coming to me. Sneakers was one that was with, not Fonda. Anyway, whatever. I'm fucking dating myself. But yeah, what's the newest one that came out? A network, it's an old one. But the one that it's not, it's with the guy that played Dumb and Dumber. What was that show that Newsroom, right? Yeah, Newsroom, and it showed in there, and I watched a few of those episodes. The way we make money and the way we survive and pay you your, $200,000 a year, your $2 million a year, or whatever the fuck we're paying you, and have these million to $1 billion studios and everybody drives nice cars and has big houses, is because we say what our advertisers want, and we control the fucking masses to buy products, to buy the narrative, to buy the talking point, right? And the reason I have Rebel Media right now, right, and I'm not on Montauk because I've been shut down for fucking 2 weeks, is because now they're censoring with this fascism and this draconian dictatorship type. I mean, I thought fucking, right now North Korea is just beautiful, right? I mean, it's just a great place, because what's happening in the United States right now, and this diabolical process that's happening right before our eyes, with this fucking flu being the catalyst is amazing to me, and it's just happening, and if you're not putting these pieces together and formulating this giant puzzle, right, that just, it's a fucking billboard right in your face. It says you're expendable. It said we're gonna abuse you, and it also says we don't give a shit about you. That's what it says. That's what the billboard says. There's nothing else. You're expendable. We're going to abuse you. We're going to use you. We're going to suck the life out of you, and we're going to do whatever we can to make a buck, right? And
Jesse's here. Hey, Jesse.
hey, Jesse,
That was a great live stream earlier.
that was an epic live stream. Jesse Jet?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Oh, I got to play that. Just, oh God. Let me find it. Go ahead and, you want to make any comments while I'm finding this? Where's, honey,
Yeah.
you okay?
Yes.
Okay, you sure?
Yes.
Because you seem a little,
I didn't get much sleep.
oh, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
By the way, guys, just to let you know, can you, I got to say, we had a backup of the sewage yesterday, and it's been a pain in the butt for a day and a half. And we had some guys. Anyway, that's all I have to say. It was a fucking mess. And it's been work. That's all I have to say. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry. I'm going to find his rap on Missy's channel. I got to play that.
Yeah.
I can find it.
Hey, when's that spoken word album coming out? Because I wanted to play the one, the Julian Assange one that you did, because it was so amazing, and but it's not out yet. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I already sent him the virus. Yeah, that's good stuff. If anybody's watching this that hasn't heard his music or his spoken word pieces, definitely check him out. He's on
even almost I could go back.
Facts on the Ground.
Yeah.
Pretty frequently. So
what's a good, like, without being ugly, how do you
Usually, you just need to get warmed up. That's
Are you
your
ready?
thing.
I'm gonna mute. So
I think I'm ready.
Is there any
Is there any
Pacololo?
while we were talking?
okay,
yes.
good.
Okay, we'll take a hit of Pacololo.
Yeah,
baby.
this is one of those songs that I was
to
just
sleep on
writing.
live stream.
Right now.
Our signs weren't clear.
Anyway,
Maybe someone went to tell you and got
let's see.
disappeared.
Oh,
Keep your voice
you know what I
down,
can
'cause our
talk
phones
about
have
is
ears
the
and all that.
Julian Assange
Then I wrote this, I think
event
this was-
that I had here.
Like,
Over on my
I
channel, the last
They
video
try
I
to say
put
that
up
tweeting about
was
Assange
us,
doesn't matter.
me
Bullshit.
and
Do
my
you have
son,
any
we were
idea?
getting the
And like,
truck
I'm not trying
ready,
to like pat myself on the back here,
decorating
but I
that,
know that
getting
I
it
have reached out
ready.
to people.
We were going to drive through all over the town, and
to me,
every
The
time we
bread
saw
looks like
people, we were
moss
going
off
to
a
try
boulder
to,
from all
raise
of the mold
awareness
and the water.
to, try to bring
mind
people on
giving up
board
your
and
rights. Don't
hopefully
mind seeing
organize
your
something.
leaders
But
alive.
Julian Assange.
Yeah.
it was
It's not
it fell on a
about him.
Sunday here, which we are in the Bible Belt, and
They've
older
completely
population
controlled the narrative to the point where we're
it
now
was
cheering on the
Sunday.
destruction
There
of
was
our
like
own
all of 5
right.
people out,
Fluff
and
or in the world. And
a little
Slay
bummed out
Alyssa
about it.
Milano, please stick around.
Mhm.
I was
You're
kind
in
of
for a treat.
hoping there'd be, something.
You don't call, don't write.
A few people
How is that not to
out,
imply that
especially
you
since
think
it's
what I'm
near
doing
the
must be
beginning
right?
of the month. But yeah, just Sundays are not a good day here. So the plan is I want to start contacting certain groups, like maybe the Mountain Party and other groups like that, and organize something at the beginning of next month. And because there's 20,000 people that travel back and forth, or that commute to work in Charleston, and so that's 20,000 people that if we had somebody at all the exits to the city, which there aren't that many. I mean, we could probably do it with like, at least get the major ones with like 20 or so people or less, and have people on those roads. So when people are leaving after work, they can see like, oh, well, what's that? Who's this Julian Assange, right? And they'll go and check it out. So that's 20,000 people that I could at least reach them And then when we actually plan something like a rally, we'd actually have like a good base of people here. But the thing is that, not a whole lot of people know who he is around here. I had a few people because we were up in like the Walmart parking lot, fixing the truck, getting it all, ready for it. And there was this one guy came up and he goes, "Who we freeing?" He's like, he didn't know who he was, but he's like, "I'm on board with getting somebody out of jail." I was like, I like your enthusiasm, good spirit, man. But I told him, I said, he's in jail. Basically, he's in prison for, exposing crimes of the rich and powerful, exposing war crimes and things like that. So that's why they, had to lock him up. But yeah, but it was good. I got to talk to one person, right?
I think I got it ready. Yeah, Julian Assange, First Amendment, Fourth Amendment, right? Going away. But we need to fight on for that guy. All right, I think I got it set up. I hope this is correct. It's like the 1 hour and a half minute mark, do you think?
We'll start there. I mean, if you see him with his guitar out, then
Well, he didn't have the guitar. I think he was...
Yeah. What a weird... That's a weird... Yeah, okay. That's weird.
Kinky girl, he read.
Yeah.
I don't know.
MS Tree.
Cabin fever.
Oh, wait,
Cabin fever.
Okay.
Looked like a pretty
That's
small
roof.
house.
Hold on. I thought that was like my...
Okay, are we ready? Are we ready? I'm gonna.
Are we?
I
No.
I don't know.
We
Are
did?
we?
Right.
You're in charge here, homie.
Yeah. Here's
Like how
here's
far in the
Hyacinth.
end?
What more you have to give?
20 minutes before.
Really? Damn it. I should have this prepped up.
Just another like weird
All
fashion
right,
show or
I'm
something. Like
getting
I
it.
think she did
I
Project.
think I was
Broadway or
at it.
something.
Oh, man.
Hey, there could always there's always room for
120.
People's lives here. People being tortured
Seven.
to death.
One-
People even as
Okay.
And to me, that's the best.
There,
It's like
there is
Alyssa
good.
Milano.
There is
Please-
good. There you are good. There is
from
good.
Breitbart.
Sorry, Jay.
Change it all.
I got you, buddy.
Screaming at the leaders.
that's it right there. That's it right
to
there.
please the bastard with the bread looks like.
Okay, wait.
Yeah. Because then after that we're going
There it
Alyssa
goes.
Milano diss track.
Yay!
I think it's playing
Well,
now.
yeah, we'll end on a light note because that
Yeah.
makes me giggle. I love it so much. If you dislike Alyssa Milano, please stick around.
Mm-hmm.
You're in for a treat.
man.
Okay, I wanted to
Presenting
pull
the
the lyrics
great,
up on my
the one and only
big screen so I
Jesse
can,
Jett.
and I don't have to look down at my phone.
Who's the
Okay.
boss? Who's the boss was pretty good though. Remember when Tony had the affair with Mona? That was fucking weird.
Okay, that's him. That's Jesse laughing.
They like made out.
Jesse
these were
laughing. And the other guy.
weird.
What's the other guy's
What a
name?
weird
Angela,
time.
Angela Bauer was at work while Tony made out with her mother. That was kind of
Yeah.
fucking weird.
What a weird. That's a weird. Yeah. Okay. That's
What
weird.
if you ain't got enough danza?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean,
Come
I
on.
think it
Cabin
was
Fever-
right there,
Cabin
right?
Fever.
Wasn't it like right
Looked like
there?
a pretty small house.
Maybe he's trying to tell me where it's at.
How did we get here? Okay. Are we
Let me
ready?
check.
Are we ready? I'm gonna. mute
Are we?
the
No.
lyric.
I'm
I don't know.
back.
Are we?
All right.
You're in charge here, homie.
Yeah. Here's here's.
Do you know when you
Hyacinth.
did it, Jess?
What
Do
more
you know
have
what?
to give? You don't call, don't write. How is that not to imply that you think what I'm doing must be right? Think that I'm doing all right and you don't mind giving up your rights? Don't mind seeing your leaders align with the violent right? Don't mind carrying water to pour on the altar where we plan to sacrifice all of your pensions in one of our nameless imperial rights? That renders the rioters silent and pries every rhyme by its root in their heads? That quiets the storm by denying them platforms to buy up some time for the task force crafting a law to detain them and mace them if they try to ask for their water and bread? Mind you, the bread looks like moss off a boulder from all of the mold, and the water is rusted and red. Bitter as all of the blood you hear pounding when you try to block out the sounds as you're lying in bed. Mind you, the bed is a spot on the floor and there's really no more to be said. You don't call, don't write. If you knew better, there'd be mountains of letters outside, stacked to the sky, blocking the sun out, blocking my drive. You'd slow the flow of my campaign funds down, my reputation in the ground by sundown. Good thing I got MSNBC on my PR rundown. To put you at ease, maybe give you a nice little neolib rubdown. And blare my redemption from Breitbart to Cumtown. Flood all your free speech channels with a bunch of raw shit and shut the pumps down. Then usher out a couple dozen sock accounts to pop up in your mentions with their toxin stocked and talons out. Here to help defend a man's dementia with the passions of a talent scout. Selling you their bullshit while they're drooling half a gallon down the hat, they'll pull a rabbit out. Now verbally they'll strap you down, slap you with a finely crafted soundbite from the squad that you could feed your family with, or playback for the officers arriving to evict you in the hopes that they won't snatch you out. But big surprise, their clubs are out and masks are down. Impolitely asking you to pack a little faster now, just to please the bastard with the fascist tats and badge that makes him think he's someone actually of matter, not an actor playing overseer at the sick behest of benefactors who will starve as many families as it takes to make their profits fatter. And when they tell those loyal cops their kids are on the chopping block to sate their daily greed and need to satisfy their hungry stocks, statistically, 2/5 of these are all too pleased, because it just means that they could beat their spouses without all those little weak attempts to make them stop. I was watching TV screaming, make it stop. Screaming at the cable feed of double talk. Screaming at the Daily Razor shaving down our labor laws. Screaming at the left like they could wave a wand and change it all. Screaming at the leaders we gave time and trust and money to who played us all. We the people, tattered rags and paper dolls. Screaming at our debt and at the overfed pigs who created all. Trying to teach the ways of the world to my son like I don't hate it all. Stone soup, cops came and ate it all. Water for the homeless, cops are gonna break them all. Education budget, cops are gonna take it all. Send your kids to prison, think about the time you'll save us all. Years later, you'll be lucky if you're paid at all. Years later, you'll be wired to a grid that turns your brain's electric current to a resource they can strip, and we'll all be mining Bitcoin 80 hours at a clip. Too tired for the drive home, it ain't worth the trip, because it hurts to be reminded that you never see your kid. And every time they fire up the hub and plug you in, their memory recedes a little further till it blurs into the dim, till you can't recall your kin. Open up your eyes and you see Tesla on your skin. Earn a dime a day and owe them 20 for the mandatory membership to Tesla Gym, where we're all one big happy family who neutralized your family at the gates when they tried to sneak a message in, and taunt you with escape in our advertising messaging. Taunt you with the sounds of a child at play, a warm summer day, the things we can all sense slipping away because their frequency is lessening. You are working for a living in which you are only visiting. Working under safety laws that profit ends up pivoting, shifting into figures in which losing you is just the cost of maximizing profit in the world that we do business in. The world in which we fight to see the bright side but always get the business end. And I've been here in wait since late '08 to witness this descent. Suck my soul away in little bits, a dime a day, but with a monthly cap of 50 cents. Because Tesla-funded studies show that overpaid employees don't know what to do with all the extra money because they're lazy and they're ignorant. But all that extra capital keeps innovation radical, and you can say that you were part of history in the making in the unacknowledged, patronizing, strictly honorary sense. We understand you may resent that Mr. Musk was heaven sent to take you on his back for his divine ascent. And just before he reached the palace gates above the firmament, he dropped you on the outer steps a month before retirement. Again, may we refer you to suggested ways of demonstrating gratitude for Mr. Musk that he was kind enough to let you feed his great Leviathan. Tesla-funded studies show that you amount to nothing in the hours you're not wired in. Hours you spend quietly denying that you let them in your head or let them walk potential buyers in. Mind you, all of this a mere month before retirement. Mind you, your retirement is waiting in the dirt that feeds the hyacinth. Or maybe, if you're lucky, you could spend another year assisting researchers in biosynth. Mind you, that amounts to nothing more than torture, but they wipe your memory after every session, washing out all prior sense. Think of it as Mr. Musk absolving you of prior sins. Don't think of it as skinning you and fitting you with trial limbs. Think of it as Mr. Musk presenting you the opportunity to help America's elite achieve tighter skin, fuller lips, healthy eyes, smoother lids. Don't think of it as rape. Try to think of it as Mr. Musk assigning you a mate because America needs cattle. I mean kids. Don't ask yourself what Mr. Musk can do for you. Ask yourself if there is something more you have to give. Ask yourself what more you have to give. Ask yourself what more you have to give. Ask yourself what more you have to give. That's how I said it.
Right on. I think the ending lines, the ending.
Yes, yes. Excellent. You can turn that down now. So that was epic. Like right off the bat. And let me show you, honey, can you turn that down just a little bit more? Thank you. I put in, like right off the bat, violent light. Epic. To me, it was like that poltergeist false light. It's a false light. Don't go into the light. Don't go into the light, right? TV. It's fucking TV. And then the other thing I got out of it, the end was, and there's just so many good moments in there. The Tesla stamp tattoo, and all. I mean, how much the abuse, right? How much more abuse? I mean, there's just so much in there. It's not really to unravel, but just to contemplate, to think about. But the New York Times says we can't. It's bad to go down this rabbit hole. Critical thinking is bad, right? Analytical, critical thinking is bad, and this is just fucking nonsense. This is just fucking nonsense, and I can't see me. But give me a second.
Yeah, the line that really got me was, working for a living, you are only visiting. And it's just like there's so many. I had like flashbacks from when I was like working like over 40 hours a week, and I just didn't have time for anything. I didn't have time for my family. I didn't have time for myself. I didn't have time for my channel. Like it was just constant stress, and it's just there's so many people, and that was just with one job. There's people out there with 2 and 3 jobs. So I mean, it kind of reminded me of that line. What was it? I'd have to find it, but the only thing, shoot, I had to find it, but I'll put it in the chat when I find it. It was Run the Jewels song, and it was one of the lines by Rage Against the Machine Guy. But yeah, it kind of like hit me the same way. I was just like, oof, man, that's too real. That's too real.
Crosses.
Oh,
With that bus crosses. Killing in the name of.
let me see if I can.
Yeah, it's just there's
Yeah, Jesse, anytime. Yeah, and of course you're always more than welcome to come on. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah, you can come on now.
Yeah.
It's open mic.
Yeah. It's whatever I was thinking of. It was the only thing that closed quicker than our caskets be the factory. And like being here in West Virginia with the opiate epidemic and all that is just like, and no job opportunity, which, kind of, feeds into each other. Yeah, that it kind of hit the same way. It's like, damn, that was just too close to home.
So what I'm gonna, I'll fix this up and make it look nicer eventually. And now we're just, I don't know, this. I think, oh crap, let's get off our. I think I'm online. Yeah, so just give me a second. Yeah, I got to get off Wi-Fi. It's kind of messing us up. And I got good Wi-Fi. Here's what we need to get out of what he said, or what he's conveying, is open your fucking eyes, open your mind, open your ears. There's just so much out there that isn't being said, which he's saying. There's so much out there that is accessible and available, and it's right in front of you in most cases, but the mainstream media, as you can see, will distract you. They'll send you in a different direction. They'll keep you from this information. It's pretty much their goal. Yeah, so Jesse, that was a great job, by the way. Yes, absolutely. Outstanding job. Let's just say this, guys. Let's just say this. we are fighting a megalithic monster. It's like all the monsters of Skull Island in one place, right? You know, we've got Godzilla, King Kong. I mean, you know, which I kind of like those characters. But yeah, Mecha Godzilla he's very bad. You know, and Gordo, whatever the fucking 3-headed one is bad. But these are giant corporations with an insurmountable amount of money that are able to put up these very well and very orchestrated and very perfectly put together commercials, in a sense, for their talking points, for their narratives, for their hyperbolic narratives and talking points. What to say? Maybe soon. I'm going to start recording this weekend, and I'm hoping for a beginning of June. Okay, good. Start doing that. Throw some. What was I doing earlier when he was doing it? I was doing a beat. I was doing a beat bopping when he was doing it. That's probably the wrong tune, and my white's coming out right now. It's so bad. But I mean, how much more proof does everybody need when it's? I mean, I've always said since it came out that the internet, the World Wide Web, is the tree of knowledge, which, you know, in the gospel realm, they don't like that. They don't want you to be informed. They want you to be taught. They want you to be controlled, et cetera, et cetera. So, okay, we know all that, right? But if you look and if you find and if you search and if you ask, here's a good example. I spoke to an astronaut in an email. He was on Fox in regards to, they played his clip really quick, or his statement, something about Antarctica ice, that they could tell that it was not as bad as it was, or something in that as they framed it. But they took it completely out of context. Because when I'm talking to him, I don't have his name. I'll find it sometime and show you guys. And if you want to know, I'll look for it for you because it's still in my email. Is he was saying it is bad? Yes, the ice melting, it's exponentially more than usual, and it's really bad because the carbon layers out there are bad. And if you don't believe what I'm saying, and I know there's people that say no, that's not happening. But when you have islands, literally gigantic videos of these gigantic islands out in the middle of the ocean, as big as Texas, with trash swirling around and pollution and you know, I mean, we're the carbon index, I meant to say, is just off the. It's compounding every day, just really bad. The regular amount over hundreds of thousands or millions of years has been, you know, just a smooth level of and then it fluctuates, and it slowly gets more and more and more and more because the Earth is getting older, and then, you know, she's getting a few wrinkles, etc. You know, and then, you know, there's always a little plastic surgery here and there. I'm sorry. Oh yeah. Mother Nature is fucking fine by herself. Yeah. We're the ones giving her gray hairs. We're the ones giving her the wrinkles. We're the ones, you know, the abuse. We're the abusers. We're just like, we're like like Mother Nature and all her kids. Her kids are just a bunch of fucking brats. But what this guy was saying is it was just totally taken out of context. And this happens consistently on both sides of the aisle and other aisles as well. It just depends on the industry. It depends who you're watching and who you're paying attention to. I mean, if you want to know the numbers, there are so many sources out there that are actually doing unbiased work. And there are so many sources out there that are doing extremely biased work. The thing is, there's a lot of scientists, right? And geologists, and virologists, and ologists, and ologists, and ologists out there that are being tainted, that are being swayed, basically because of funding and donors. People like William Bates, right? And the William Bates and Broomhilda Foundation, right? That has given academia gigantic sums of money. Their scientific departments, et cetera, gigantic sums of money. Thinking about, oh, no problem, Jesse, no problem. Hyacinth, talk to you soon. All right, aloha. Thank you for stopping by. Good to see you. Well, we'd love to have you on sometime, or just go on Stevie's channel, Mike's. That doesn't matter. We're a team. We're all a team. So the point that I'm basically making in regards to that astronaut is you can go to the source. It's the ones that want to speak, that want to give their information, that want to talk, are the ones you need to trust. The ones that won't have the conversation with you are the ones you should be concerned about. So when you want to challenge the information that's out there regarding this experimental solution that everybody's fucking just lining up for, supposedly, right? Lining up for. They're not going to talk to you. They're going to talk to the people that are already in the script, that are already designated to be the challengers, asking the softball, tennis ball, ping pong ball fucking questions, left and fucking right, and left and right, and left and right. And it's sad, and I couldn't believe, and this is that one day that kind of threw me off, is when Wolf Blitzer went after Nancy Pelosi. You guys all remember this, right? You guys all remember this when Wolf Blitzer, right? Oh, just what did she say? She told Wolf Blitz to calm down, and he was just asking her the question. Well, where's the fucking money? And then she says, we feed them. Look, I've said this a bunch of times. These giant citadel domes that these fuckers live in, right? Like the one you're seeing at the top of the screen. They don't deserve those. They should be in a DMV office on the side of the fucking road somewhere. They're employees. They're not gods. They're not, and the sad part is everybody looks up to them like when I see people on the right and on the left, Obama was the Messiah. If you were religious, right? He was the great Messiah. And then all of a sudden Trump came, and then on the Trump side, he was the great Messiah, right? And it just drives me fucking bonkers. Why do I have San Francisco in the background? What the fuck?
Wait, that's mine.
Is it? No.
That's my background.
No, I used to live there. So I think I have a right to have that background. I used to live in yeah, I'm just saying. I lived at the Presidio Army Base, just on the other side of that, and I had a great view of fucking the Pacific Ocean. It was amazing. And now that property is gone, and I think a bunch of Chinese people bought it, and it's going for like $1.8 million an acre. It's just fucking great, or like $5 million or something. It's just nuts. But here's the thing. Here's the thing. The thing is what Jesse's talking about, what a lot of people are talking about. Nobody's doing the research. When you have Robbie Yeager that was on her show, Stevie's show, what, 2 days ago?
About a week ago.
No, it wasn't a week ago. It was about 3 or 4 days. Anyway, just a few days ago. Robbie Yeager was on with Stevie, with Redneck Anonymous. And he was just had a ton of information. And everything he says he can back up because he's done the research, because he's done the due diligence. You know, I've had Ryan Christian on Monotalk because he got pulled, and I don't know why he came on my show, but anyway, he did, which was fucking awesome. Right? Which was fucking awesome. I've had Steve with Slow News Day. I've had Ron Picone on my show. Didn't we have Tim Black at one time on my show? A long time ago. A bunch of candidates for the Green Party. A few for the Justice Dems back in the day when people were like going for it. But I remember Stevie's like, nope, not going to work. Not going to work. Sure enough, it didn't. She was right. But I wanted to hear perspectives and other people talking, and there were causes they were fighting for. But the thing is you've got to go to the source. The thing that bothers me the most about us Americans, you know, the little over a third that'll fucking buy anything mainstream media says, is they're so easily bought and sold. And I've said this in many of my shows. Look, you have a logoed item somewhere in your house, and you bought it because it's a logoed item. In other words, it's the brand. You bought it because of the brand. Even though I'm not saying it happened yesterday, but maybe it happened in the past, or you did it fucking today, right? You like that particular box of cereal because it just tastes better because it's from that particular maker, because it's branded, that it's a brand that you can trust. So what I'm getting to is let's start, researching. I mean, as I said, I'm Party Exodus. Partyexodus.org is my website. It's Stevie's website. It's our website. It's your website. It's not anybody's. It's just a toolkit. It's a place to go to leave the fucking parties, but it's also a place to go to figure out why this is all happening. I'm actually going to post CNN saying that on that. I think I need to start putting in some videos of some relevant information on that website, which I'm going to start doing. It's new, and we got to start editing, and we got a lot of it's work in progress, but it's evolving, and that's a very important word. That's a very important word. We all are evolving. We all are trying to. We're trying to do our best, but we're not going to evolve if we keep going in the direction that they keep pointing us to. You know, I want you guys to go here. No, we want you guys to go over here. No, look over here. No, over here. No, over there. Over here. Over there. You know, you're just like, right? You need to go where you believe you need to go. And and I am just saying, question it. Question authority. And its source at every fucking turn you have to. Because obviously you just saw this, and you know this is a fact, and everybody understands this if you're paying attention. They don't give a fuck about you. So if you know that, if you know they don't fucking care, then why are you listening to them? If you know they don't work for you, and you've never given them $1, mainstream media, you haven't given, when's the last time you gave them anything? Right? Right now, you're giving them your lives. Most of you that are taking this fucking experimental solution, right? You're actually the experiment. You're actually the clinical trial right now. That's basically what's happening, right? Because it's a fact that the FDA has not approved it, and if they do, guess who's liable? I mean, who would be liable? Because everything that the FDA approves holds their approval liable. Are you understanding that? So why would I approve something if I'm going to be liable for it? And by the way, I work and I'm part of the U.S. government. So if I approve something, I'm attached to the U.S. government. The emergency use is the fail-safe. That's the fail-safe. That's the place where we can go because there's a great and enormous emergency. There's this great and gigantic emergency. So go ahead. You know what? I'm going to say it's such an emergency that I think if you go play in the freeway, I think that's going to help you. I think if you go play anyway, let me play the rest of that Veritas. I think that'll be good. Hang on. But you guys get what I'm getting. I think you guys get what I'm getting to, right? And it's just shame that some people aren't even discussing these things, right? You have to fucking talk about this shit. But anyway, let me go here real fast. I'm gonna get to. You got to watch the whole Veritas because it's pretty fucking.
CNN has resorted to other means in order to keep you watching.
This guy's just
what you're about to
whatever.
see is so shocking. Admissions about COVID, its impact, the bias, and things that we've all suspected but have never been able to confirm.
So you see where he's coming from, but let me read to you what I wrote here, and then, and just before that, and then we'll listen to the rest of it. It says, "You'd have to be a moron to believe that only CNN does this, or thinks like this, or practices this, or uses this system. So Fox News has never used this system or process of mass social engineering. The BBC, PBS, MSNBC, OAN, NPR, AP, New York Times, Washington Post, Examiner, ETA, all of them. ETAL means, everybody that's involved. You don't pay, it's supposed to be paid for these billion-dollar media corporations, studios, and payrolls. You don't pay for them. So the answer is big industry. Oil, nuclear, pharma, coal, insurance. I didn't even put that together, man. Hospital, Wall Street. Both parties don't give a shit about the 99%. And if you think otherwise, come and watch my channel. That's basically what I said. A little plug for Jimmy. All right, so let me just go to that real quick, and let me just play the rest of this.
Until now.
It's fear. Fear really drives numbers. It does, The happiest days in news, people, I would imagine, turn it off and they go with the family. They don't stay glued to it. Unless there's something that's uniting them, like the moon landing or something like that. Fear is the thing that keeps you tuned in, I imagine. What's the scariest thing there?
Sad news doesn't do well with ratings. If you can get someone impassioned, that does really well with ratings. Sad news, back to back to back, doesn't do really well unless it affects them directly. COVID, gangbusters with ratings, right? Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side, which I have a major problem with, that we're tallying how many people die every day. Because I've even looked at it and be like, let's make it higher. Why isn't it high enough, today? It would make our point better if it was higher. And I'm like, what am I rallying for? That's a problem.
Yeah.
That we're doing that,
Well, I mean, it helps with ratings.
Of course, yeah, but I would expect. I have a job. Sure, I'm happy about that, but I don't know.
Who gets to decide how long that stays on, or
head of the network. I've been in the room many a times where my director tells me take it down, and I take it down, and then we get a phone call, the bat phone rings in the back. It's literally a red phone, this special red phone rings.
Yeah.
And they pick it up, and this producer picks it up, and you're mop, 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 mop. And every so often they put it on speaker, and it's the head of the network being there's nothing that you're doing right now that makes me want to stick. Put the numbers back up, because that's the most enticing thing that we have. So put it back up. So things like that are constantly talked about.
It's most likely a Jeff Zucker call. If Jeff Zucker, the head of our CNN, he makes the calls. Is that like the head of the network with the red bat phone? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Now, in the first video, Charlie Chester and Rachel Hoffman gave us a first-hand account into how CNN's president, Jeff Zucker, really is on a minute-to-minute basis, even when it comes to graphics on the screen, COVID graphics. Charlie Chester referring to the red phone that rings to update the graphics, because remember, folks, it's all about ratings.
But why don't you guys at CNN show the recovery rates on the death tolls at least?
The recovery rates.
Do you think that guy's going to keep his job? Does anybody think he's going to keep his job? I don't think he's going to keep his job. I don't think he's going to keep his job.
Oh, who's had it and then recovered? Because that's not scary. That's I would imagine that's why they don't do it. Yeah.
That's what I figured.
If it bleeds, it leads. Yeah.
If it bleeds, it leads.
Yep.
I like that.
I think no one ever says those things out loud, but it's obvious based on like the amount of stories that we do. Like the fact that we have a segment called The Good Stuff, which is a feel-good thing, but it's a dedicated moment at the end to like almost like be the ice cream to alleviate, like everything that you've been through, like, like something sweet to end it with. Because everything else is like doom and gloom. I mean, it's human nature. I mean, like I find myself watching more news when there's something looming and scary.
Chester seems to have lost faith in CNN's ability to do honest reporting, not just at CNN actually, but in news generally.
I mean, there's no such thing as unbiased news. It just doesn't exist. There's too many agendas. There's too many people that have jobs that need to feed their families for it to be unbiased. You can't. It's impossible. The most unbiased news is grassroots, out of people's basements with podcasts. That's the most.
I'm going to leave it right there, people. So, I made this point several times, and this guy reiterates it. Right? That's the most unbiased you could probably get. And unfortunately, the trend is, and I think it's the people that are in their basements. Right? And that's what he just said right before that. It's impossible. The most unbiased news is grassroots, out of people's basements with podcasts. That's it. That's us. So nobody's paying me. Anybody paying you? Nope, nobody's paying her. Why are we doing this?
For all the fame and fortune and popularity it's getting us.
I can't hear you. So why are we doing this?
Obviously, it's for the fame and the fortune and the popularity. I mean, this is a message that everybody loves to hear. So,
Thank you for that, because that's.
Sorry if that sounds a little bleak, but I mean, it's just, we don't get paid to do this. It's not gaining us any favors with YouTube, right? It's not we're not growing our channel. In fact, we're at risk, putting our channel and everything that we're doing at risk. We're not getting a lot of like, everybody saying, oh, wow, I just love your videos. No, it's getting a lot of hate from a lot of different, places. It's getting some love, but it's not one of those things that people like to hear. It's not one of those feel good, warm, quick fix, just show up and vote and, everything's going to be okay kind of videos. So yeah, people aren't too receptive to that.
Can you do me a favor and go on for a second? I just want to get a picture of this with that.
Yeah. So find my window. yeah, that's yeah. So why would we do this when, it's kind of like it gives us a lot of like difficulties.
Turn on the camera.
I am. We do it because we care and it's the right thing to do. That's what it comes down to, because it needs to be done. It needs to be said. If we're not doing it for any other reason other than we absolutely just want to get this information out there for anybody that's questioning things, right? I mean, people will believe what they want to believe, but if they want to know more, then the information will be available, hopefully somewhere out on the internet.
Here's why I do it. I used to flock in rivers and lakes and oceans and climb mountains and jump off cliffs, and now those same places that I used to play in are going away. A lot of things that I used to be able to do are going away because of the pollution that's out there, because of these big companies, and that's why I got involved. Our Mother Earth, Mother Nature herself is being destroyed, and that's what first motivated me. And then once I found out why, and who's doing the polluting, and who's doing the corruption, and who's doing the rigging, and who's taking advantage of people and abusing them, and I realized that it's not us. It's a little handful of people that are billionaires. So when a billionaire tells you to do this, don't fucking do it. Don't fucking even think of doing it. They don't give a fuck about what you want or what you want to do or what's best for you. They don't. Their job is to put, because $1 billion a year isn't enough. I have to have $100 billion. I have to have $200 billion. And this is what boggles my mind, and we're gonna still be here, but we're gonna be doing other things, so we'll be hanging around. But the thing is they don't give a fuck. They never have. They never have. I mean, what are there, like 2,000 or 650? I don't know. There's billionaires out there, right? But give me one billionaire that actually is doing something to benefit you and I. I want their names. Okay, and don't say fucking Elon Musk, because that's a fucking pipe dream, right? That's a fucking pipe dream. There's so many things that we could be doing on this planet that he could be using his genius for, to save her, right? Which I'm okay with Mars being a place to test aircraft, to test spacecraft, soon spacecraft. And that's fine. But to populate it, I think that's going to be a great place to live. Right? Right? Yeah, I don't think any billionaires will. I think in the beginning you'll have a bunch of billionaires out there, but when it comes down to it, I think you'll just have miners, people working for the billionaires. I think that's what'll happen. What was that show we've been watching? It was not Deep Space or something about the. God darn it! It's a full series about, they have the miners that are out there, the junk people that lived off the space stuff, and then you have the Martian people, and then you have the Earth people, and they were fighting over territories and all this other stuff. It's coming to me. God, the shitty fucking, really terrible actors. But I found it interesting, and it'll come to me. The Expanse.
Oh, I didn't watch that.
Yeah, you didn't watch it, but what that show was basically saying, that as soon as we get out there, we're fighting
for whatever else is out there. It's like we never can stop. This is something we, as a species, need to fix. Because we're not going to make it if we can't fucking find some common ground. So that we can coexist, you know, color, creed, religion, you know, whatever. Just give your... It's the golden rule. Just treat people, you know, as you'd like to be treated. And the thing is they didn't learn that, and they have people going out into space. And this is like hundreds of years from now, like 22030 or something like that, or you know, or just a while from now. And the problem is are we going to be like? Is the future going to be Mad Max? Is it going to be Star Trek? Is it going to be Star Wars? I think it's going to be a bit of both. I think it's going to be all of the above, and that is the sad part, because we're just not evolving as a species. We're just getting dumber and fucking dumber, and because we're not finding a way to communicate. And we have a mouth, you know, we have 2 ears and one mouth for a reason. I mean, I talk a lot because I only have one or two shows a week, you know, and I only do what I can because I work and other shit like that. But the goal for me, like I'm basically saying, is because I want us to evolve. I want us to, God, I'd like to see the Star Trek thing, the Star Trek thing. Right? I'd like to see a bit of the Expanse. I'd like to see a bit of our technology moving us, you know, further out into space and finding, you know, Plan B planet and Plan C. I mean, it's obvious we're just going to fucking destroy it. Right? But I mean, what species isn't doing that? Right? I mean, how many species out there do you think there are that are not taking advantage of those resources? Just the basic things like for them to live off, whether they're carbon-based or not. They have to have a way to survive. They have to have some type of nutrients, whether it's a silicone or it's a carbon base or it's water or ether or whatever the fucking atmosphere is that keeps them alive or whatever. However the makeup comes out for that particular species. They're going to use the resources. It's just the way it works. These are just islands in the sky, right? And I am a voyager. I've always liked. That's kind of sad, and I'll be a little personal here. I don't think I've lived in the same place for more than like 4 years. I think the longest I've ever lived someplace is in my life. I think the longest, because my dad was an entertainer and we traveled all over the country. And we traveled, you know, everywhere. It wasn't in the military, right? But I think the longest I ever lived someplace was maybe 3.5, 4 years, max, in the same dwelling. I mean, I've lived in Canada, several places in Canada, a couple places in Alaska, a few places in Washington State. Lived in Oregon, bunch of fucking tons of places in California. I can't even count. Lived in a few places in Texas, a couple of places in Texas. Hawaii, I've lived in a couple islands in Hawaii. Can't even count how many places I've lived in Hawaii. But, you know, I guess I am nomadic. But when you go and you see these other cultures and these other people and how they live and breathe and do other things, and you notice just one common denominator is more joy and less pain. And I mean, I bring that up all the time, but where's Jimmy going to settle down, right? Where do you think it's going to be, Stevie? Hawaii, say Hawaii, say Hawaii, say Hawaii, say Hawaii. Well, I want to take her to Hawaii as soon as possible. She has to go there. Go ahead.
I'm going to say it's just wherever I'm at. So, you know.
Yeah. Yes. Definitely there.
I think that's the answer.
That is the answer because you are my Hawaii.
You're legally obligated.
Yeah. Did you, babe? You are my Hawaii for
Aw.
sure. You bring Hawaii here. You can be a volcano, or as wonderful as a beach. And at the same time, you're so. Okay, I'm not going to keep going into that. But anyway, it's just dorky shit.
Getting mushy.
Sorry, dorky shit. Anyway, so it's just wanting to make sure that the people that are out there that are paying attention to Monotalk or Rebel Media, and there's a bunch of others out there, right? By the way, we're going to be on tomorrow with Frank Analysis, 8 Eastern Standard Time, correct?
I thought it was 5.
I'll make sure. Don't worry.
I think it's 8 California. Let me double check.
No, it's 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Are you sure?
Okay. We're going to be on. Yeah, but I'm going to be on Frank Analysis. Misty message. Okay. I'm going to be on Frank Analysis tomorrow with Stevie. We're going to go over a few things. I told him I'd keep it PG. There's a few topics we're going to go over. That kid's amazing. He's done a great job.
He's such a sweetheart. He really is. He's just like so like laid back. I love his approach to the discussions he has. He's not like trying to like, those clickbaity like videos where it's just like, look at this neoliberal get destroyed, like stuff like. No, he just wants to have a discussion.
Yeah, he just wants to talk
to people. He just wants to talk to people and figure out things. He wants to learn and teach, and it's just a really cool way of doing interviews.
I think he does. I love his style.
Yeah. He's got a really good style to his approach.
I like the fact that he's really up on the events, right? Where most people are far away from, right? And it was a surprise to me to see fucking Combo Couch back on Jimmy Dore.
I wonder what happened because it was Steph interviewing them, not Jimmy.
Did he come on at all?
Not that I saw, but I didn't see what happened like at the very beginning. I just saw like just came in like near the end of it. So who knows?
No, he came in or something.
Oh, you're right. It is 8. It's 8 p.m. Eastern.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just. But anyway, it's great that. I mean, everybody. Look, I love what Savage Joy does, and I think she's amazing, and she has a lot of great information and good people on there. But there's a lot she's not seeing, which could be because, maybe she's not literally seeing it, or possibly she doesn't want to go in that direction, basically because she's probably listening to others. I'm not sure, but there's a lot going on that she needs to be aware of or to be privy of, and I. What was that? What was that? Okay. And God, she says such great work. We're all very proud of her. I mean, it's amazing. But there's a lot of things out there, Savage, that still is in the dark, and you need to flash, you need to feel over in that area, because what you're going to find out, it's some prickly stuff. Right, you're going to find out it's very sharp. And it'll cut you. So be careful. There's some interesting crap that's happening right now that I think she'll get to eventually. Like for you and I, we've been through that before. She's where we were. Kind of in a sense, like 5 or 6 years ago or something like that. Right? We were in there. I was going for Bernie and all this other stuff and going with it. And next thing you know, in July of 2016, or was it 15, at the convention, he just fucking just he had his opportunity. And then we gave him a little more faith, and we tried. Then in Iowa, it was pretty apparent the guy just fucking bent over twice for good cause. So now, to me, Bernie Sanders is the greatest DNC sheep herder that's ever been created on the planet. And it sucks because the guy has had moment after moment after moment of really making a difference. But when he's at that point and he's on the precipice of actually having the win, when he knows, and he's not a fucking idiot. And I hate when people say, oh, he just didn't get it, or he doesn't understand. The guy's been he's been absorbed in politics for fucking what? Longer than most of us on the planet. He knows how this system works. He knows who's rigging it. He knows who's in charge. He's not a fucking idiot, right? It's just that he's either been bought and sold down the fucking river, or he's just scared shitless. I can't really tell you what his fucking motivation is, but it's obviously not in the direction for the 99% that he portrays he's trying to fucking help all the time. Because it never pans out. None of your shit's ever fucking worked, Bernie. Because you've always been at the precipice. You've always been right there at the fork of the road where you could have gone left, but instead you went fucking right. Metaphorically speaking. You know, and this is happening to a lot of Dems. This is happening. I mean, Yang is just a fucking giant opportunist. I mean, tell me he's not an opportunist. Anyway. Guys, listen, I just wanted to start the first show. I'm going to chop the fuck out of this when I edit it. And hopefully it'll be a bit better when it comes back on. But I will be making a Rebel Media presentation. I'm just testing the water to make sure it's running and working right. And I'm going to send it out as my backup channel. But anybody that gets a hold of the video or sees the video or knows of the video, just let you know, or the channel. This is my backup, and I will be using it in the near future. Sucks we got to do that. Fuck, it's a fucking shame. Life, liberty. What is liberty? What does liberty mean? Do you know what that means? It has a lot to do with freedom.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know the technical. Let's look it up. God, my vocabulary is dwindling.
Babe, we've been smelling shit fumes for the past two fucking days. Right? In the basement. It's not up here anymore. They cleaned it, kind of. We're still gonna. Oh man, that was bad. No, they don't want to hear about it, but shit happens, right?
So it's the quality or state of being free.
Liberty. That's what it means.
It is the state of being free. So there's freedoms, you're free, and there's just the state of, I guess. Freedom from physical restraint, freedom from arbitrary or despotic control. The positive enjoyment of various social, political, or economic rights and privileges. And that's your word of the day.
Thank you. Thank you for that word of the day. But where is that? Where is that going? It's disappearing right before our eyes. And this fucking flu is the catalyst to start this ginormous domino effect that's going to fuck so many people. And who was that guy talking the other day? Michael, the black guy who dresses drag and all that shit.
Oh, George.
Anyway, he's Daniel Santa Maria's buddy, and I consider him a great person. He's very intelligent. In regards to what's happening around us in the beginning of 2020 and now 2021 and still progressing, right? There are people that are out there, and I'll leave it at this, and then I'm done for the day. But I'll be on tomorrow with Franco Analysis tomorrow, by the way. 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you very much. We can't save everybody. I'm going to put out both my hands. I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to grab you, and I'm going to pull you back over that back from going over the cliff, because I think I'm strong enough to do that. I think Stevie can vouch for that. I'm a pretty strong guy. But it's not as strong as I used to be. But strong enough. But the thing is it hurts. It literally hurts to know that there are people out there that are just buying this crap hook, line, and sinker. And like I said, we're the greatest consumers on the planet, the United States, and we're trained that way as babies. Commercials. You know, the list goes on and on and on. And then right here, Veritas. You know, a lot of people don't like Veritas, and there's reasons that in the past they were labeled as conjurers of information, which possibly they did, and possibly it's just they fucked them up one time. But yeah, so yeah. Yeah, so yeah.
Mainstream media can go on and say bullshit 99% of the time, and then nobody cares about that. But I guess
that's a good point. That's a great point. Yeah, but it's the people on the couches, convo couch. It's the people that are hanging out together. Steve at Slow News Day and Glory, Misty and her channel. What is that? Underground Facts on the Ground. Andrew. Does Andrew have his own? The guy with the perfect beard and mustache. God, I'm so jealous. I can't grow one of those. It fucking sucks. I got this Chinese thing going on. I get like a Fu Manchu kind of thing.
Not that I know of.
No, he should.
But he was on Tucker Carlson the other night.
Really? Awesome.
I'm trying to find the video, but I don't see it anywhere.
Yo Bro's good. You propaganda. The gang, Mona and all those. Who else is in Yo Bro? Who are all those people? Could you just give me a few names of Yo Bro and the gang?
Yelber and the gang, Allie, Red Sea, DJ L7,
DJ L7, what up, bro?
Mona.
Oh, Mona, yeah.
Skeptical Manus. Let me think. Jordan, James.
Right.
There's a good group of people over there.
Right, and we were always wondering if anybody knows what happened to the two black guys that had that one show. What was
Let the Madness Begin.
Let the Madness Begin.
I would love to know what happened.
What the fuck?
I tried looking into it like a couple of months ago, and I couldn't find anything out.
Right.
They just dropped off, and of course, with everything going on, a lot of people are, things are happening. But I hope everything's okay with them because they were, good guys.
They had some good stuff, man. They mentioned me, and we had conversations on the phone. And, look, there's a lot of people doing it from their hearts, right? From their soul. Mine isn't perfect. I know that. But I care about people, and I enjoy their company, and I enjoy where they're from. I love where I'm at. There's some beautiful people here in West Virginia. Per capita, just good hometown folk. Compared to LA, just wonderful people. And
LA has its good moments.
When?
I mean, there's people and things and beach and it's alive.
Oh, there's wonderful people in LA.
It's
of course,
alive out there.
But they've been there's a lot of people in LA, and most people know this, in Orange County, and this is like they're like hand in hand with each other because Disneyland is, 15. Disneyland is, I think, 10 or 12 miles from the border of LA County, I believe, somewhere around there. And then there you have it. And it's all intertwined. It's 20 million people in Southern California. San Diego's got wonderful people for sure. San Francisco's got wonderful people. All these states have wonderful people, but the problem is it's the mainstream media. I think that's just the mainstream media giving me that narrative, right? Oh no, LA sucks. The people there suck. right?
I mean, it's got its problems just like any other. No, there is no paradise. There is no paradise. But you know what? I mean, I just love the fact that it's alive. There's things happening. People are moving. There's, like, I love my state, but it's like I could show you the video from Sunday. Not a soul out. Not a soul. That would not happen in LA. That would never happen in LA. Here, it's Sunday. Oh, well, I guess I'm just not going to see another human being, right? Like that's how it works out here.
I have to take her to the island of Kauai. If you guys want to help us out, pitch in.
I mean, if you have any like spare tickets to Hawaii,
right? Spare tickets or rental car passes
that you're not using,
or hotel passes, get us to Hawaii.
Oh, I'll sleep on the beach. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care. I'll sleep on the. No, you can. You can. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would. Fuck. Oh my God. Anyway, so I've been to Kauai. I've lived on Kauai, and that is a paradise. But the people there have been so easily manipulated. It's really sad, and I can only do so much. Like I said, I'm holding out my hand. I can only help so many people, and I don't have an agenda. But I have a mission. My mission is to do what I can to help my ohana, people that can't fight for themselves. In many cases, sometimes can't really think for themselves because they've been trained to think a certain way. And like I've always said, it's harder to prove to somebody that they've been fooled than it is to fool them. And that's where we're at right now. So people all over the world are being fooled, more so in these past year or so than I've ever seen them in my life. And it's really sad and terrible. But anyway, I'm going to leave it on this fantastic note. Monotalk will be back in about a week or two, about 2 weeks. We will be a little careful with what we say because I want to keep the channel going. I don't think it matters. I think they're going to want to take me down anyway, because there's definitely a target on my back, right? There's, like I say, if you're not getting close to the target, you're not getting surface to air, fucking bullets and missiles and shit. If you're close to the target, they're going to fucking be shooting at you. So I am close to the target. We need to definitely come together. We need to evolve together. We need to find other ways of transportation and other ways of making sure our food is safe and healthy. Instead of Jackson Hinkle wanting to eat fucking synthetic steaks for the rest of his fucking life. Like, dude, go fucking fish and eat a fish. Go fishing and eat a fish, for fuck's sakes, bro. God, that's fucking disgusting. What? He's what?
You are still screen sharing.
Okay, so what am I screen sharing?
I don't know. It's the Veritas video.
Yeah, it's the one that says it's impossible. The most unbiased.
Sure you
yeah, the most unbiased news is grassroots out of the people in their basements. That's why I have that up there.
Okay.
But anyway, so I'm gonna get it over to just us. We're gonna do our aloha because it is kind of Monotaki-ish, but it's Rebel Media, right? I don't know. It's going to be Rebel Media. Or is it going to be Rebel Media? I don't know. Hopefully it'll grow.
The last one.
Rebel Media. Welcome to Rebel Media. All right. Aloha, everybody. Thank you for being here at Monotalk / Rebel Media. Aloha. Oh, you did a shaka? You did a shaka. Look at that.